morning, Edna. I'll warn you once, Jessica Fletcher.
Yeah, could you believe it? After 2 decades of silence with only occasional reruns on TV, the ultra-popular Murder, She Wrote is returning to screens. A film inspired by the classic cozy mystery series is now in the works at Universal.
You see? It's me.
The original Murder, She Wrote ran for 12 seasons and starred Angela Lansbury in the key part of a detective writer and amateur sleuth, Jessica Fletcher. Alas, she died in 2022 at the grand age of 96. Angela Lansbury defined Jessica Fletcher for over a decade. So, can Jamie Lee Curtis step into those iconic shoes? Loyal fans began to worry. So, what's wrong with her, and could there be a better option? Let's find out together.
What happened?
It's the fish. They've been poisoned.
For those who grew up in the 90s, it's highly likely that Murder, She Wrote was a mainstay in your houses. Well, that was certainly my case. I remember my grandmother watching this show, and yeah, I often dived into it together with her. Many of you might say that the series didn't age well, or even it wasn't good enough back in its day already. Like British mysteries like Agatha Christie's Poirot or Miss Marple are way better.
But are you sure these aren't just accidents? 3 incidents on 3 successive weekends. Not likely, love.
Not that I disagree here, yet there certainly was a reason the American series managed to stay on top of TV ratings for 12 seasons, right? It peaked at a reported 40 million viewers a week and still averaged around 25 million per episode through the end of its run. And while Jessica Fletcher, the detective in the show, has some passing similarities to Miss Marple, both live in a small town or village and help the police solve murders, and both are unattached. Marple is a spinster and Fletcher is widowed. Otherwise, the two are still entirely unrelated and have some totally different charm and appeal. In other words, it's still a rather guilty pleasure to rewatch an episode or two from time to time.
Well, my name is Jessica Fletcher. I'm very anxious.
Jessica Fletcher, the author Jessica Fletcher.
Well, yes.
Mrs. Fletcher, this is a delightful and unexpected pleasure. I've read most all your books.
The CBS series premiered in 1984 and ran for 12 consecutive seasons up until 1996. Angela Lansbury's character was a mystery writer who lived in the small coastal town of Cabot Cove in Maine and seemed to constantly bump into murders here and there, traveling all over the United States. By the way, you may dive deeper into this and other parts of Lansbury's spectacular career by watching my dedicated video. The actress was 59 years old, and The Engagement was her TV series debut. And apart from 264 episodes, Lansbury starred in 4 made-for-television Murder, She Wrote films. So the mystery franchise developers are no strangers to turning the project into full-scale movies. Yet this time there will be no personal charisma of Lansbury to save the not always perfect plots of video productions. Will the someone new be able to keep up with the rather high expectation of the fans? Let's have a look.
Oh, it's happening.
As you guessed, the name of the new actress is already revealed. Jamie Lee Curtis is set to star in this movie as the mystery novelist by day and crime solver in her spare time. The actress herself is very excited, as she confessed recently.
But I'm, tamping down my enthusiasm until we start shooting.
So you can talk about more of it too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple other things to hustle, and then I'll get to enjoy that work.
The 66-year-old Curtis is no stranger to mysteries or reinvention. She's Hollywood royalty, an Oscar winner, and yes, she's proven she can carry a franchise. But let's be real, Fletcher was sharp but sweet, cunning but kind. Curtis brings intensity, sarcasm, and a bit of bite. She's sassy and seems to miss the cozy vibes of the original. So would she be able to soften her edge? There are some doubts.
In the original concept, Jessica Fletcher was probably a little bit more eccentric and had general characteristics of an older woman. I wanted to eradicate that aspect of her and make her more kind of ready for the world.
As I said, fans of the show didn't rave when the news of the new actress was dropped. She's a little sharper and more prickly in impression, and my expectation is they'll make it a little darker and more dramatic, rather than comfy, the original. So indeed, there is a certain idea that cozy mysteries need to stay cozy. Give them an extra drama and edge, and you will ruin them. Would you agree?
Well, what are her chances, Seth?
Next to none, I'm afraid.
Jamie Lee Curtis is not the cozy type like Jessica Fletcher. Not here for this. And why would they keep rebooting everything good and old in the first place, right? Well, there is a certain crisis in the movie industry, like almost everywhere these days, so no wonder that in times of uncertainty, producers stick to the already proven concepts and familiar characters. Sounds right from the financial standpoint, but such a strategy isn't always a safe path to box office success. The bar is set high already, so one gotta be extremely lucky to surpass the elevated expectation of the public.
Jess, why am I getting the creepy feeling you're putting your pretty head into something that might be dangerous?
No, don't pretty head me, Terwilliger. Anyway, you know me better than that.
Oh, by the way, did you know that back in 2014 they already had the ideas of rebooting the show? Octavia Spencer was cast as Jessica Fletcher, yet in the end NBC decided to call off the idea. Angela Lansbury was terribly pleased and relieved when it happened. I knew it was a terrible mistake. I didn't want to sully the memory. Bold statement, really. Lansbury also sort of left a note to all the future actresses. Octavia Spencer is a superb actress. She had no business being put into a situation that she couldn't win. Oh, what an ominous message from the original star of the show. Hard to disagree, right? Lansbury went further and elaborated on why particularly she didn't enjoy the revival idea. I think it's a mistake to call it Murder, She Wrote, because Murder, She Wrote will always be about Cabot Cove and this wonderful little group of people who told those lovely stories and enjoyed a piece of that place, and also enjoyed Jessica Fletcher, who is a rare and very individual kind of person. So I'm sorry that they have to use the title Murder, She Wrote, even though they have access to it and it's their right. Spot on. Alas, the financial greed and fear of bold moves and creative failure prevent most of the producers from coming up with something new, albeit inspired by some well-known character. Why not? At least they managed to do that with Poirot-Sherlock combo of Benoit Blanc from Knives Out Mysteries. And for this, don't miss a special video on my channel.
I saw you go in the engine room. You're the imposter. We all know it. Case closed. We're done.
I don't understand this at all, so Angie caught me.
If anything, I hope the new version gets younger people to discover the original. At least in this might lie the hope. Just like Kenneth Branagh did spoil Poirot experience for savvy public, he still did convert thousands of newbies into Agatha Christie universe. You may notice it in the comments to my respective video or any dedicated thread on social media. The same here. There are tens of millions of people out there who never heard of the Murder, She Wrote and never watched the show in its prime. A major production starring Academy Award winner Jamie Lee Curtis will absolutely reignite interest in the original. Maybe not to a huge degree, but the needle will move in a positive direction. Or imagine the producers read the mixed reaction of the public and decide to change their mind. Moreover, Curtis said they haven't commenced filming yet. If you were given a choice, who would you pick up for the role of Jessica Fletcher? Oh, just please don't say it will be Angela. Not that I don't agree, but it's like whenever I make a video about Miss Marple actresses, people always say, we do not need anyone, but yes, you got it, Joan Hickson.
Really? Of course.
Yet unfortunately, neither Hickson nor Lansbury is still alive. And people want more. Well, at least the producers want more. Let's hope the public agrees. So I took the challenge and tried to come up with a short list of potential candidates that might fit into Fletcher's shoes and revive the character in a good way.
Jessica, I might have known. A mysterious murder, and your first question is...
How are your beets doing in this weather?
Okay, Octavia Spencer was cut out by Lansbury herself. Who else is there on the radar?
I got sick, lost a lot of weight. I just never thought you wouldn't recognize me.
No, it just took a second. I recognize you.
Many fans would prefer Kathy Bates, a living legend, Academy Award winner. And if you saw her in Misery, you know she has the range to go from cozy to kill a detective in 2.5 seconds. Plus, she's got that dry humor and warmth that Jessica Fletcher needs. Too bad she's already engaged in the super popular reboot of Matlock.
I hear and respect your argument. I believe that I can make an equally strong case. I hate her.
Laurie Metcalf. Don't sleep on her. Metcalf is a national treasure. Funny, whip-smart, and quietly brilliant. She can play neurotic, tragic, and calculated. Her Jessica would be quirky, but deeply observant. Emma Thompson. How about her? She's got elegance, razor-sharp wit, and that no-nonsense British charm, and could totally reframe Jessica Fletcher as the sleuth you underestimate, until it's too late. Another British yet so American, Zoe Wanamaker, might be a nice fit too, what would you say? A perfect Ariadne Oliver, she's proven she could solve a mystery with nothing but a smile and scarf and a typewriter. Moreover, she's the rare Brit who nails American accents and would bring a literary vibe perfect for the reboot.
Don't forget me.
I won't forget you.
Many people also mentioned another English actress, Olivia Colman. Well, I picked her as a suitable new Miss Marple, so I'd stick to this. And like many purists who insist that Miss Marple should stay British, I'd rather prefer the American actress to play the American sleuth. Andie MacDowell, would she be better in the role? Or the one and only Meryl Streep? I'd be thrilled to read about your preferences in the comments. Personally, I would have loved to see Jean Smart as Jessica in the standalone movie. She shined in Hacks, and somehow I believe her personality and vibes might perfectly fall into place when we imagine a small American town with ordinary, at first sight, people living there.
Deborah, after your special, your career's never been hotter. Did you ever think you'd be back on top?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Jamie Lee Curtis is officially in, and despite all the naysayers, she's a brilliant, versatile actress, and I see no reason she couldn't surprise us. Looking forward to learn what you think about it, and hope to see you in my other videos. Bye!